I'm Michael Laiskonis, Creative Director here at the Institute of Culinary Education. Plate presentation is really where each individual chef will let their creativity shine. I'm going to take a look at important elements of presentation. Composition. This is where we make aesthetic choices, design elements like basic composition, height, color, symmetry. We're going to illustrate these ideas by plating up a yogurt panna cotta. So I'm going to begin with a cylinder of our yogurt panna cotta. I'm placing it slightly off-center. By creating an asymmetrical composition, we're creating a lot of negative space, which creates some movement on the plate, a thin strawberry gelée. And I'm going to plate the lemon confit into 3 piles. Generally speaking, odd numbers tend to look more attractive to our eye than even numbers. A little bit of basil seed. Some very thin slices of candied celery. A few slices of strawberry. Some celery leaf. I like to place these, they were falling from the heavens, to create upward movement. So we have red against green. And the reason why that works is because on a color wheel, they're complementary colors. However, even though it works in this presentation, the flavors work as well. I try to avoid adding color just for the sake of color, unless it adds something to the flavor of the dish. A little bit of lime cream. Again, to use odd numbers, 5 dots. Just a little drizzle of a basil-infused olive oil. Our strawberry panna cotta, slightly asymmetrical in the plating. Odd numbers of components, and because it's a fairly lateral presentation, we're using the natural shape of our ingredients to create that motion. Balance is when we look at the portion and proportion of our components and how they might actually shift the focus of the dish. Here the inspiration is tres leches. We want to lighten up that presentation and actually use cake as a garnish. Create more of a fruit-driven dessert by starting with a little dulce de leche. The depth of this bowl allows us to make a really interesting swipe. This pineapple has been roasted with some vanilla, star anise, and rum. Next comes our cake component of sponge cake, soaked in evaporated milk, condensed milk, and coconut milk. To amplify the fruitiness, some mango pearls, ground hazelnut, coconut sorbet, and right onto the hazelnut to keep that from sliding around. A little lime cream, fresh grated lime zest. Tres leches reinvented simply by shifting the portion and proportion of our components to create more of a fruit-driven dish. Shape. This is where we concern ourselves with the actual shape of our ingredients. And I like to use this as an exercise in simplicity and refinement, taking a cue from not only Japanese aesthetics, but also ingredients. So I have a black sesame and milk chocolate parfait that's set on a kinako wafer. Kinako is a toasted soybean powder. I'm also not going to muddy up this presentation with too many flavors. I'm going to echo the sesame with a little bit of ground black sesame powder. Preserved cherry on top because we have a sour cherry center, caramelized rice, a little red shiso, some confectioner sugar, and the black of the plate will allow this to pop. I'm going to dust the rim of the plate again to kind of accentuate the roundness, and then finish with a little bit of matcha green tea powder. We're kind of creating a variation on a theme, lots of round shapes superimposed on top of each other. Texture is all about how we feel the food. So we're looking at soft, creamy, firm, hard, brittle, crunchy, and how all those textures interact. So it's a lot about the contrast in temperatures as well. And we'll be doing a play off of a vacherin, which is classically a dessert that includes meringue, some sort of frozen element and some sort of creamy element. So we're gonna start with that creamy element. Simple vanilla cream. And I'm using this front of the house Monaco bowl because the shape of this bowl allows all of these textures to kind of intermingle. For some acidity, we have a bergamot cream, and then lightness, expressed in this pistachio sponge. For a crunchy element, crushed strawberry sablé or basil ice cream. I really love that herbal flavor with all of these bright citrus flavors. Adding a chewy texture, have some candied orange peel. And the hallmark of a vacherin, dried meringue. So here we have our dried meringue in little button form, a little ground pistachio. Utilize that nice wide rim. And to echo the ice cream, a few leaves of fresh basil. The way the elements are combined and the choice of the bowl itself easily lend to getting a little bit of these different textures in each and every bite. There's endless opportunity for creativity and expression depending on the design elements, the techniques, and the plates that we employ.